guys, it's Emily from Novell Novels and welcome to today's video. This is the Fit to Read tag. So I thought I'd wear my jogging gear because I like my jogging, I like a bit of exercise, getting a bit better at it. So I thought I'd wear my hat, that's what I always wear when I jog, so I keep my face all dry. And I thought I'd get into this and get with a theme. I was originally, the creator is Sarah from Sarah MG Reads, and she didn't tag me straight away, but she did ask me to do it. She thought that it would be fun to do. And the day that I'm filming this, Charlie from Charles Heathcote actually physically tagged me. So for the first time in ages, I'm doing a tag video the day that I got tagged in it. So aren't I organised, Charlie? This worked out quite good. I'm going to tag a few people at the end, but one of the people I was going to tag, sorry, hair in my face, Charlie tagged, so can't tag her. Get you back, Charlie. We are having a battle of wills. He tagged me in it because I tag him in lots. So I tag, we're like having a tag battle. It's hilarious. I tag him, he tags me loads. We're keeping going. We're going to keep each other going on our tag videos. So let's get on with it. This tag video is really fun. The creator made it hilarious and I absolutely am going to really enjoy doing this. So let's get on with the prompts. Zumba, name a twisty and turny book that was fun to read. And I couldn't decide because a lot of my twisty turny books are depressing or dark. I find there are a lot of thrillers so I didn't think that was fun to read. So I picked a book that I don't have because I gave it to Chloe. And that is A Court of Mist and Fury, which is the second in the ACOTAR series. And in my opinion, the best in the ACOTAR series. That was so twisty and turny. You couldn't pick what was going to happen from page to page. It was all over the place. It was hilariously funny. Oh, not hilariously funny, but it had bits that were exciting, bits that were dramatic, a lot of raunchy bits. Naughty, hey? But it was very naughty and I absolutely loved it. Buddy read it with the lovely Linda from Linda's World of Books. And I really enjoyed it. So that's the answer to that. I used to do Zumba. I used to do it on like a DVD, but because of my dodgy knee, I can't do it anymore. Getting there. You never know. I might try and do it again. Next one is CrossFit. Don't understand what CrossFit is. Sorry, bit behind. What is the most intense book you've read? And it's one that's going to be in the wrap-up that I might have already filmed by the time this goes out. The Silent Companions by Laura Purcell. It is so dark, so spooky. I just buddy read it with Gemma from Read a Book Gem. And it is the most intense, dark, scary book. But it's so bloody good. 5 stars all the way. Absolutely really enjoyed this. Newly married, newly widowed Elsie is sent to set out her pregnancy at her late husband's crumbling country estate, The Bridge. With her new servants resentful and local villagers actively hostile, Elsie only has her husband's awkward cousin for company, or so she thinks. From inside the new home lies a mysterious wooden figures, the silent companions, that bears an unsettling resemblance to Elsie herself. These silent companions scared the bejeebers out of me. There is triggers for stuff that happens in here. There's some quite gory bits. It's historical fiction horror, and heck is it horror. This could literally give me nightmares for weeks. So it is very spooky and very intense because there is timelines mixing up. You've got the 1600s and the 1800s timelines. So you've got the two dark, intense areas there. You've also got the bits where she's in this asylum. It's really dark, but really good. Absolutely loved it. The next one, Burpees Suck. Name a book that you hated. So I couldn't decide on this one, but I'm going for one I've just got rid of, and that's Fox. I hated it. Didn't like it. I think I rated it 2.5 stars, but it could almost go down to a 2 because it's got so many triggers and I found it really hard in the fact that, like, in this book, it criticises Christianity, which I struggled with in itself. And it was also the way it was criticising America. I don't have anything against the country, and obviously I've got subscribers that are from America and friends there. So I found that hard, and it was talking about these women that all the women had to wear like a band, and they got electric shocks if they spoke more than 100 words a day. And for someone like me, that's a big time chatterbox, that was really hard. And there were scenes where the mother has to see her daughter getting shocked as well. And that, as a parent, was incredibly hard. And look, one day I get kids and the next day I get cats in this. Joys. And anyway, so I found that really challenging, and yes, I hated it. So, yuck, 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 yuck. Hated it. The next one is Intramural Sports. Sorry if I've said that wrong, Sarah. What book were you assigned to read at school, but you ended up liking so much that you couldn't wait to read it at night? Now, I'm going to have to adapt this because I'm 41. I'm old. I don't remember books that I read at school. I can't remember books that I read at school. I'm completely honest with you. I think I must have probably read the Roald Dahl books, but back then we didn't get necessarily assigned books. The ones that I remember are, I think I've got 2 that I remember from school. One of them is Macbeth. I vaguely remember reading that for English literature at GCSE level. And the other is this one, Wuthering Heights. One of my favourite books ever. But I remember reading this at school, and I remember I really enjoyed it and loved it. And it's one that I actually kept from school. Just thought of another one, actually. So I've got this. And typical, I've just remembered a book that I've actually got upstairs, The Diary of Anne Frank. So I didn't have my own copies of this. So I didn't have my own copy of this from school. Maybe I got it in secondary, in sixth form, I can't remember. But I bought my own copy of it now. I've got a really good copy, which is this one that I love. And you guys know I love Wuthering Heights. So this book stands up to me as a book that I've remembered from secondary school. But I can't remember school. I've just remembered a book, and I'm going to tell you that one, and that is The Diary of Anne Frank. I do remember reading that at school. I remember being completely and utterly impacted. And it was my first World War II book, my first book that talked about Auschwitz and all that lot. And I still have a very big fascination with World War II books from both this side and Auschwitz and the people that suffered over there with the horrible, horrible things that happened to those people. I really think it reminds me how lucky I am. That's why I read books on that. So yes, The Diary of Anne Frank was one. I think I did have a copy at school, from school. So I did like that. That's a book that's really stood out to me. So I've had to kind of adapt this question because I don't remember having any of these books at home. Mum, if you're watching, did I? Please tell me, because I don't remember. I'm hoping Mum watches, or even Uncle Michael. Do you remember me talking about this? I don't know. Okay. The next one's a prompt that I love. I love, love, love. And I've just scared my cat because I got too excited. Running and jogging. I love jogging. I love it so much. I go jogging twice a week. For someone with a dodgy knee, I've just completed the Couch to 5K. Whoop, whoop. My favourite sport ever. Name a book that follows all the standard tropes, but you still enjoyed it. I could have listed many, because I do like my chiclets, and they quite a lot of those standard tropes. But this is the one that stood out to me, and that's What Alice Forgot by Leanne Moriarty. It's probably one of my favourite books of the year. So the standard tropes are, obviously, she realises how, like, what this lady here, Alice wakes up on the floor of her gym with a nasty bump in her head, thinking that she's still the fun-loving 29-year-old starting life with a gorgeous husband and pregnant with her first baby. To her disbelief, she's actually like 10 years on, and she's now sort of set up for divorce. She's got 3 kids that she doesn't really know or get on with, some of them, and she doesn't remember giving birth to them. So the standard tropes in it are, obviously, she has to realise that she was lucky what she had, and she didn't realise how lucky she was. It's about it's the parent connection tropes, where she reconnects with her children, realises what's important. So those tropes are quite common, and they're quite ones that I really like. But this book really made me think, because for me, one of the things I loved the most about it was because it made me think about my own accident and how my life would have been different. And looking back, say if I was to have an accident now, would I look back and would I be glad of what I've got? Would I change anything? And to be honest, I'm just so grateful for what I've got. So that kind of made me thinking. It also made me think about how we now learn to appreciate lockdown, and made me appreciate my children and get to know them more. So that's the kind of things why I like this one, the standard tropes. But I could list so many chiclets. There you go. The next book, next prompt, Jazzercise, a book you enjoyed that is outdated or published long ago. So again, I could go, obviously, published long ago could be any of my classics. Don't I love the classics? Outdated, there is no way this book is outdated. Maybe kind of. But I decided to go with Anne of Green Gables because it's probably one of my go-to favourite books that was published a very long time ago, that I absolutely loved. I read it at the start of the year, and I've read the whole series because I was reading it with and along with Tia and that group. And I love this book. It's an old book. It's a cozy book. It's a book that reminds me of the childhood magic. Anne's character is fantastic. I love this book, and it's one that doesn't go amiss. I think all the classics can never really go out of fashion. I've got so many classics that I love. Like I said, I put Wuthering Heights as well. That was published long ago. So many books that were published a long time ago that I love. So to me, that prompt, I could probably list a million books, but this one I decided that I would mention. Only because I don't want this video going on too long. The next, Trampoline Class. What book do you absolutely love that was underrated? Again, I don't know how many books that I've read that have got low ratings, but one that's recently been published that I loved, that didn't have as high a star rating on Goodreads, and that's Cinderella is Dead. I read this for a read along with Tandem Press. I actually wanted to read it anyway because the lovely Clint from Reads Readers had talked about it. Talking about this, I think I'm going to tag him in this. There you go. He talked about this book, and it's a retelling of Cinderella, which is one of my favourite fairy tales. Obviously, you guys know my favourite fairy tale is Beauty and the Beast, so I've got quite a few. So you guys know I love The Curse of Dark and Lonely, but I love my fairy tale retellings. But this one is different because it's got a great LGBTQI+ characters in it. They've got some really great with it, and it's got, like I said, loads of colour in this. It's got a real powerful storyline about how, you know, do fairy tales exist? Fighting back 200 years on, Cinderella found her prince. It's 200 years ago since Cinderella found her prince, but the fairy tale is over. Sophia knows the story of her heart because she'd grown up with it. She got told, you know, you find your glass slipper, and all women have to go to these balls, and if they're not chosen after 3 attempts, they get forfeited, and they go somewhere they're not supposed to. You know, it's not a happy place. But Sophia doesn't want to be chosen because she's got a girlfriend, and she's someone she wants to be with, the girl she loves. And when she fights back, it's a great journey, and it's about how magic doesn't always appear, and about fighting back from the norms, fighting back from what's expected, and standing up for who you are, which is why I love this book. I don't know why it's not got as a high enough rating on Goodreads. I would thoroughly recommend, if you like fairy tale retellings, this is one of the best. So to say I got this it was a gift from Tandem, and I would be truly grateful. Out of all the read-alongs, I think this was my favourite one, and it's one of my favourite retellings. After Curse of Dark and Lonely, you guys know me. But I don't want to pick the same blooming books for every single tag video. I'm trying to mix it up a bit. Otherwise you guys are going to get bored of me, and I don't want that, do we? So now it's time to tag people. So I was just going to tag 3. The people I tag, if you want to do it and I've not tagged you, still do it anyway and let me know, because I would love to see you do this. This is such a fun tag. So the first one is Linda from Linda's World of Books. Love you, girl. I know you haven't done many tag videos recently, but I think you would do quite fun on this one. I think you'd enjoy it. Now, I'm going to tag another person. I don't know how you're going to do on this one, but you've been commenting on a lot of my videos, and I want to see you do it. And that's Leo from A Little Book Life. I don't know if you do tag videos, but you're someone that I've started chatting to more since October. And I think if you can do it, it might be quite fun. It would be quite interesting. Tori from Hufflepuff Discovery. She's another person that's commented. I've cheated and copied Charlie's way of doing this. So I've looked at who's commented on loads of my videos, and these 3 are ones that have commented a few times. And lastly, I'm going to tag Clint from Reads Readers, because he would be hilarious at this. I love that guy. He's absolutely funny. Like I said, I would have tagged Gemma, but Gemma, you've been tagged by Charlie, so I can't tag you. You can if you want to count that it's double tag, do that. But if not, I'm not going to put stress. But this was a great fun video to do. If you, like I said, even if I haven't tagged you, do it anyway because it's hilarious. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed, ring on my ding-a-ling. And I'll see you all soon.